I'm going to be getting married. And that's just what I deserve for being such a beautiful woman.
Hmm? Is that so? You're getting married to Andy then? Congratulations.
That is right. But why do you know about him? Did I ever tell you the name of my boyfriend before?
I think that I've known about Andy a lot longer than you have at this point. But you don't have to worry about that. Just congrats on you both getting married. However, I wasn't really thinking that the two of you would ever make it this far together. But you have always wanted to get married to someone, so this is great for you.
What is up with that kind of attitude? Are you trying to talk down to me? Did you really think that I wouldn't be able to get a man to marry me, even though I have this wonderful body?
Huh? Why do you think I meant what I said as a slight towards you? I just wanted to say congrats for finding a man that would marry you, and that I'm happy to see things working out.
Well, you don't have the right to talk to me like that about my situation. Have you even seen the current job you're working? Would you ever think it's okay for an overnight cleaning lady to talk to anyone else the way you've been? You're the lowest of the low in the society, so I'm not going to let you talk crap.
About this again? What about being a cleaning lady means that I'm the lowest of the low? I've been putting a lot of effort into my job, and I take it very seriously. So don't call me anything like a lowlife, okay?
Well, someone like you shouldn't be having to do a job like that. But perhaps that's the reason why I'm the one getting married and not you.
As though you were chosen? Well, just as long as you're getting married for love.
But when I do get married to Andy, I'll become a housewife for him. Unlike a cleaning lady, I'll never have to work in other people's houses or offices to do their dirty work.
I don't have a problem with any of that, though. Layla, do you think you could stop talking down to me about the job I do? I'm starting to become a little bit upset by the way you talk about me. I'm sure that you can't see that yet, but...
Why do I have to care about how you feel when I talk to you? I'm not in the position where I have to give up my time thinking about how low lives feel. And you are the worst of the low lives.
You're going too far, Layla. And to put some things into perspective for you, do you know how you ended up meeting Andy in the first place?
What do you want to say to me? I was introduced to Andy by Mom, right? She told me that he's one of her friend's son.
Huh? Is that what she told you?
That is. So what does that mean to you? A low-life scum like you is not invited to my wedding? If a cleaning lady came to my special day, it would make the whole atmosphere go sour.
That attitude you have right there. Stop it! I'm getting to my limits with the way you're treating me now, Layla. If I were to stay away from your wedding like you've said, things wouldn't go so well for you. So I'm going. Now, I'll see you at your wedding. Mom, I can see that Layla is going to end up marrying Andrew now, right? Have you not told her yet that I'm the one that's known Andy and introduced him?
Well, that's the problem. It became harder and harder for me to tell her that. With that girl, if I mentioned that you were the one that introduced Andy, she'd freak out, right? She'd get all up in our faces again and would think that we're all playing with her.
Well, I can understand that she wouldn't take it lightly. I can definitely see her flipping out at the news that I was the one to bring him along. But it's crazy that she thinks we're being rude or mean to her when she's the one that's been that way to me my whole life.
And that's the reason I never said anything about her to you. But now that she's going to be getting married to him, she'll finally be able to move out of this house. I'm planning on getting out of here myself and into a new home.
Is that so?
I want to move away with Dad to a smaller farmhouse out in the countryside to spend our final years relaxing. And so we've both been waiting a long time for her to leave.
I can see that. Well, thankfully that time has come.
And once things have settled down after the move, we'd love for you to come out and see the place.
All right. But that's only if Layla can get married to that man. I'm starting to feel a bit bad, though, for Andy now that I've introduced him to a demon of sorts. But if he's really that into Layla, then that's great for him.
I think the two of them fit like puzzle pieces, so it's worked out. I think that Lila and him will be able to get along well, even after marriage, so I'm praying that things go smoothly for her and she doesn't throw it all away.
I'm in the same boat as you are. She told me she doesn't want me to come to her wedding. But I'm afraid something will happen if I don't show, so I'm gonna go still, okay?
And you should still go. She's still a little selfish brat, so you don't have to listen to what she says.
Thank goodness. Well, I'm looking forward to the wedding.
Did you not listen to me? Hurry up and get lost, you moneyless lowlife. I don't want you showing yourself to Andy when he should never know that you're part of my family.
Do you have no idea what you've just done? I think that what's happened is literally taking things way too far between us.
Well, it's your fault for coming to my wedding in the first place, right? I didn't even invite you here in the first place, yet you still showed up.
Well, Mom had received an invitation from Andy asking for the whole family to come to the wedding. I knew that you wanted me to stay away today, but choosing to be violent towards me was going too far overboard.
What about that was violent? I was just making sure that your eyes were opened.
Well, you came up to me and slapped me across the face before yelling at me to leave. Do you not see how messed up something like that really is?
You're getting on my nerves, Sydney. What I had to do with you was in defense of my wedding.
What? Do you know what it means to defend something? Are you sure you weren't just assaulting me a second ago?
Lowlife scum are not a part of my family, so hurry up and leave already. You should have listened to me before I had to take action and defend my wedding.
Why do you think that I'm some lowlife that's worth assaulting?
Because you're an overnight cleaning lady.
Layla, look! What you're saying makes no sense right now.
What I'm saying does make sense. I'm not okay with my little sister being a cleaning lady when she had so much potential. I slapped you to try and wake you up, so now that you understand how I feel about you, get lost.
Then you have a great one.
I don't need to hear that from you.
I'm going to do as you wish and go right home. But allow me to say one last thing. The man that you've just married was introduced to you by me.
Really? Why are you starting to say such unrealistic things now?
I get it. You're not going to believe me. But you're the only one that doesn't seem to care.
What do you mean?
Mom just happened to never tell you about his relation to me. She wanted to keep you from getting upset with me for bringing Andy along, and so she never told you a thing about how he's your husband due to me. You were already upset with me due to my job as a cleaning lady, and she couldn't see you believing her without getting pissed. But the reason that I was able to bring him to you is because I became friends with him and his parents due to my job. But I already have a fiancé, so I decided that he should talk to you more if he was looking for someone.
You know him and his parents? What are you talking about? Do you really think I can take a joke like that seriously? Have you got off the deep end now? I'm sorry that you're having to leave my wedding is so distressing, but it has to be done.
The only reason Mom never told you was for the sake of making sure you would stay with Andy. She was afraid of how angry you'd become and that you'd throw your relationship with Andy away because of me.
Are you really telling me the truth? Why has Andy vanished from me all of a sudden? What's going on here?
Maybe it's because his parents watched as you slapped me in the face earlier?
Huh? They saw all of that?
They saw the whole thing unfold! If it wasn't for you laughing so hard at me, they might have not came and looked. But after you slapped me and started to laugh some more, I went and met with them.
Wait, when you went to go see them, you didn't say anything unnecessary, right? And are you for real? About you and Andy already knowing one another?
Because I had known his parents and him for a while. They took good care of me. And it's because of them that I was able to find you a man to marry. But now you've gone and slapped me in front of both his parents.
But I never knew anything about you guys, so maybe this is just you trying to make up crap. Hold on, something's going on. Because you're not here, his parents seem pretty upset right now. and they just told Andy that I've done something wrong. Do you think you could come back here? I feel that if you don't come back right now, things will get pretty bad for me. Please hurry.
Even if you asked nicely, I'm not coming back now, huh?
Huh? Why not? Right now, things are starting to go downhill and I'm a bit panicked. I'm in a bit of pinch right now, so please come back here. Why, after a little slap to my sister, are they all starting to get worked up? Hurry up and get back here.
You asking me to come back now after telling me to get lost out of panic isn't going to work.
Why?
Because you just told me, Layla. You said you don't see me as family, right?
No, that's not what I meant by that.
And now that you've said and done things to someone as vital as me, you might end up getting divorced from him pretty soon. I'm sure that both Andy and his parents are regretting me introducing him to you. We had tried so hard to make things work out between you two. But I've already talked with Andy about this.
Huh? Why? Why are you talking with him before asking me for permission? You don't have to do things like that behind my back. What have you guys been talking about?
I told him that you no longer see me as your family, and so he no longer has to worry about you and I. I then ended our conversation by asking that he do what he thinks is best regarding you.
Huh? What do you mean by that? Do you think that he needs to do something about me being with him now?
Well, you talk down to me for being a cleaning lady, and even have gone as far as to regard me as nothing but a stranger now. I feel as though he should understand that and think twice about being married to you.
Please don't tell me you told him all about that, right?
Of course I told him.
Why did you do something like that to me?
That's right. I almost forgot to say this. I think you really don't know the importance of this.
What is it now? What importance is there that I'm unaware of?
Andy's parents are actually the ones that own the company in which I work for.
Huh?
You've been going on about how much you dislike those that work in the cleaning industry. And since you seem to hate people like me so much, it wouldn't make sense that you be married to the son of two people that own a company which is in the cleaning industry, right?
Hold on. Andy is the son of the company's CEO? I had a feeling that he had a lot of money, but I just assumed he was working for a good company, that's all. That would mean that I've landed the perfect husband, right?
Well, that's only if your marriage to him lasts, right?
I never knew about that. He never mentioned to me that his parents owned a company. I'm freaking out right now because there's so many things I never was told about. This is all way too different from the situation I was thinking about. What should I do now?
Asking me what you should do will get you nowhere. That all has nothing to do with me now. I think that your wedding will be canceled now, and you being married to Andy will crumble, right? You're going to go back to being a single and jobless loser, right?
What is with you calling me that? I'm your sister. And if all of that happens to me because of you, you get back here right now and do something about this. I've never heard of a little sister acting out like that towards her older sister.
Well, I don't think of you as my sister anymore.
Huh?
After what's happened, I'm thinking of just cutting ties with you now. I like to think that someone who's willing to slap their own sister is no family of mine. And so I'll do whatever I can to make sure I don't have to see you anymore. Now, goodbye forever.
Wait, what are you saying? If you are to cut ties with me right now, what will happen to my marriage to Andy? Stop trying to run away from your responsibility.
Well, to be honest, you being married to him was never going to work. He was going to become aware of you at some point in time, so aren't you happy that his eyes have been opened now? Ah, and another thing. Mom and Dad are going to be moving away. And they said they're no longer going to take care of you anymore. So, if you're thinking of going back to them, they won't be there. Don't forget about that, okay?
What's going on? Are you saying that Mom and Dad are going to throw me away as well? You getting in the way of my wedding is the worst thing ever.
I didn't get in the way of anything. You just messed up by slapping me in the face.
That was just a joke, or maybe it was just an accident.
No matter how you try and make excuses for what happened, it won't help you. Now, good luck with your marriage. But before you try for marriage, maybe find yourself a job? Right now, you're just a complete loser. Are you not embarrassed being 33 years old and still living with your parents under all their care? You like to call cleaners lowlifes, but when you think about it, someone who's unemployed and lives with their parents is the real lowlife. See you never, you lost cause. Never try talking to me again. In the end, Layla was left in despair after her wedding was canceled. She immediately ran away from everyone at the wedding and their short marriage was over. Andy's parents tried searching for her as they still wanted to talk to her about why she would do what she did, but after searching for her for hours, they gave up and let her be. Andy was left a small bit heartbroken, but was more relieved than anything else since he was able to see the true person that Layla really was. Layla tried running back to her parents' house, but would soon find that it was already too late for herself. Layla's parents were already out of their old house and moved to the countryside by then. And since she had no one to rely on anymore, she was forced into having to support herself. She tried to get Sydney to help her, but by that point, Sydney had already blocked all her ways of contacting her. Sydney had also gotten married to her fiancé as well, and moved to a new location. And so, Layla was left with nothing but herself, and had to start from scratch like most people had done in their early 20s. If only she had gone out and started fending for herself sooner. Something like this would never be happening to her.
Melissa, I want a divorce.
Huh? What's wrong with you, Ben? What are you talking about? You're gone for 3 days and then you finally contact me. And that's what you say?
I was racking my brain over this the whole time. I had to be true to myself, but then again, if I say it, there is no turning back. But I finally made up my mind, and before I lose confidence in myself again, I decide to come right out and say it.
Oh yeah. So why? What's the reason for this sudden life-altering decision?
Yeah. Well, there's this girl, and I kind of like her. No, I love her and I want to marry her, so... Her name is...
Tammy, right?
Huh? Why did you...
You're really dense, aren't you? I knew a long time ago that you and my little sister Tammy were sneaking around behind my back. I wanted definite proof, so I even hired a private investigator to check you guys out.
Huh? But how? Where did we screw up?
Actually, it was pretty easy. Tammy wasn't really discreet about the relationship. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure she wanted me to find out.
You're not serious.
She would upload photos to Instagram, sort of hinting at the relationship. You should check it out for yourself.
Hinting? What do you mean? I saw those photos. There is nothing outrageous.
Look a little closer. There are little messages in there. There's one where you turn it upside down and it reads, "I love Ben." Just the other day, she uploaded a photo with the caption, "Dinner with my boo," and I could see her reflection in the wine glass.
Holy crap! Are you serious?
Like I said, I hired a private investigator to check you guys out and to collect all the evidence. I'll give you that divorce, but you will pay for it. Literally.
Pay for it? You mean pay compensation?
Bingo! If you were racking your brains to finally come to a decision, you must have thought about that.
But Tammy said, you being her sister, she was sure that you would not go that far. They wouldn't demand compensation.
Sorry to disappoint you, Ben. Reality is a bitch. My lawyer will draw up papers for the compensation demand. It makes no difference if you're family or not. You have to face up to the consequences. You're living at Tammy's place now, right? I probably won't get much out of you with your meager salary. But my lawyer will be visiting you, so I suggest you take his advice, or this thing will go to court and it will just cost you more time and money, and less time with your beloved Tammy. I urge you to do the right thing. Hey sis, how are ya? Did you get a call from Ben yesterday? You knew about the divorce. Shocker, huh? So, did you think about it? When did you decide this is gonna happen? Sooner the better. You're being a bit hasty, don't you think? You can't make a decision about these things in a day or two. It's more complicated than that. All you have to do is sign the divorce papers and submit them. That's it, right? What's so hard about that? Doesn't seem too complicated to me. You're just dragging your heels. You don't want this divorce. He doesn't love you anymore. Just give it up, for God's sake. Am I experiencing deja vu? A repeat of yesterday? What are you talking about? Compensation. Huh? You guys are planning to blow everything open one of these days anyway. I'm sure you thought about compensation. That's what a husband usually does when he cheats on his wife. Oh, come on, Melissa. Are you serious? You're going to demand money from your own sister? Reality is a bitch. Sister or ex-husband, demanding compensation in such matters, it makes not difference at all. Am I hearing you right? I'm your own flesh and blood, for God's sake. You guys went behind my back and had an affair. Legally, you're obligated to pay up. Family or otherwise, life's a bitch. Yeah, you already said that. All right. Ben will probably work things out anyway. Have it your way. My lawyer will be visiting you guys soon, so I will expect full compensation for stealing my husband away from me. Hey sis, Tammy here. Hey, the compensation was deposited into your bank account already, right? Yeah, I confirmed it yesterday, so I submitted the divorce papers right after that. Great, thanks for that. You know what? We already submitted our marriage registration at City Hall today. Wow, that was fast. Not fast enough. I wanted to be Ben's wife for so long, and that day has finally come. I'm ecstatic. Boy, oh boy, you don't know how happy I am. This is a dream come true for me. I'm actually grateful. There was no need to take this to court. That would have been a complete hassle, to be honest. Huh? Court? What are you talking about? Nothing that complicated. Actually, I was thinking of divorcing Ben way before you guys started seeing each other. But if he refused when we had to go to court, it would have taken time and money. It would have been one big hassle. But just my luck, you guys started to see each other behind my back, and eventually Ben came to me begging for a divorce. Man, what a stroke of luck. Oh, really? Actually, you sound more like a sore loser to me. Can I ask you something, Tammy? What? I'm actually feeling great now, so yeah, ask away. What was so great about Ben? What was it that attracted you to him? Seriously, I really want to know. Huh? Well, it was... It may seem kind of strange for me to say. After all, I was married to him, but... Seeing all your past boyfriends, Ben just didn't seem the type that you would, you'd be attracted to. Oh my god, Melissa, never thought I'd see the day that you'd be so totally defeated. Defeated? I mean, you make him sound so disagreeable. He's actually a really cool guy. Very reliable if you get my meaning. You're like a dog with its tail between its legs, scampering away. Okay, I see. Well, I got what I wanted, so I have no complaints. All that's left is for him to gather up his things here and move out. Then we are completely done. Huh? Hold on a second, Melissa. It's you that has to gather up your things. Huh? Now why would I do that? Come on, sis. That house. Ben bought that house, right? It's in his name, right? The house is way too big for you alone. A nice little 5-bedroom house with a garden and a patio. What I've always wanted. I plan to have Mom and Dad live there with us, so we're getting ready to move in, so I would appreciate that you move out as soon as possible. As you know, Mom and Dad don't get along with you, so no way we can all live together. I'm really sorry. Yeah, Mom and Dad have always been on your side. I hated that environment growing up, and that's why I left home after graduating from high school. Yeah, so you're aware of the situation, so I need you out of that house as soon as possible. But you're forgetting one important fact. This house, it belongs to a friend of mine, a married couple I'm very friendly with. Huh? What the hell are you blabbering on about? My friends are currently stationed overseas. They are stationed over there for 3 years, so they asked me to look after their home until they return. But they're scheduled to return in 2 weeks, so I'm currently getting ready to move out. Hold it a sec. Wait, what? When Ben and I got married 2 years ago, he was well aware of the fact. You're kidding me!
Hey, Melissa. Please pick up. Let's get back together. Please. I told Tammy and her parents that my part-time job paid $1,200 a month. They almost crucified me.
Wow, I saw it coming, but that was fast.
They all thought I was a full-time worker at that office. And at that house that your friend owns. They thought it was mine. That I inherited or something. I don't know where the hell they got that idea. That house is huge. They figured I must have a good paying job to be able to afford such a house.
Boy, you really haven't changed.
This isn't funny! What am I going to do? After that, they made me sign the divorce papers and kicked me out of the house. I'm staying in the park by the school now. What am I going to do? Could you come pick me up? Please, Melissa. I have no one to turn to.
The park by the school? That's right near where my folks and Tammy live. No way I'm going down there. I really don't want to be anywhere near them.
My folks live really far away. Besides, after I said I was going to divorce you, they cut ties with me. They said they never want to see me again. I have nowhere to go. I'm going to have to sleep right here in this park.
There's a Days Inn down the block. Get a room there.
I would, but I have no money.
Huh?
I quit my part-time job yesterday.
Wait a sec. You quit? Why'd you go and do that?
Well, Tammy said we would be living with her parents once we got married, so I figured she meant she wanted me to live with her folks at their home. If I was to live at their house, well, it takes more than an hour to my job, so I thought I would look for a job closer by. But they were getting all packed and ready to go to that house, the one your friend owns. They told me that the house they were living in was only a rental, and they terminated the lease on both the house and Timmy's apartment today.
Okay, let me get this straight. You thought you were going to live with them, and they thought they were going to live with you. Got your wires all crossed. Now you guys have nowhere to live. That about right?
I paid your compensation as the lawyer instructed. Otherwise it would go to court, and I don't have any money to hire a lawyer. How did I even get myself into this mess? The only option I have left is to get back together with you.
You're not serious. Not on your life.
Huh? But I have nothing.
Now that it's all come to this, ever since the company you worked for went bankrupt, you've been content with that part-time job, not bothering to look for a real job. My take-home pay was way better than yours. You treated me as if I was your ATM machine. Always asking for handouts. I was getting sick and tired of it. I wanted to divorce you even before I found out you were cheating on me.
Please, give me another chance. I'll look for a full-time job right away, so please help me out here.
A little late for that, don't you think? I never want to see you again. See ya!
Please, Melissa, don't abandon me. I'm sorry.
Melissa, you there? You said you were moving out of that house. Where are you going? Give me the address. Right away.
Excuse me? I have no reason to tell you. Why would I even tell you guys?
If you don't tell us, what are we supposed to do? Sleep in the park?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I really have to go.
We were planning on living in that house. We already terminated our lease on the house and I moved out of my apartment last week. So we have nowhere to go. So, the only place we have left is to live at your new place. So come on, give me your address.
That's not going to happen.
Huh? Why is that? I can't believe you. Your family's in trouble and you're not going to give us a helping hand? You're cruel.
You really think I'm gonna help a sister who stole my husband and my so-called parents who encouraged her? Who in their right mind would help people like you? Family or otherwise. Anyway, we cut all family ties, right? You people mean nothing to me.
Okay, then I will reinstate you as a family member. How's that? We could be one big family again. So tell us where you're moving to.
Sorry, but I would rather you not reinstate me. I have no intention of being part of this so-called one big family.
Huh? But...
Besides, the place I'm moving to is my company dormitory. I can't have strangers sleeping over.
Huh? A company dorm?
Yeah, it's a woman's only dorm. There are strict rules, especially regarding unauthorized people living there. There's a custodian in the lobby that checks employee IDs.
What? When did all this happen? Why you? Why do you get special treatment? What about us?
What's the problem? Just find another place to live. Lease a house or get an apartment somewhere. Maybe you can get Dad to ask his company. I'm sure they have employee apartments, temporarily even. He should get advice from his company. I'm sure they'll help him out somehow. Mine did.
Dad quit his job last month.
Excuse me?
He thought Ben was making loads of money, so he figured Ben would support him and we could live in that big house. He didn't think it was necessary to work anymore, so he retired early. He got a paltry retirement pay, but after paying you, well, there was not much left.
My God, you guys really screwed things up.
What am I gonna do, Melissa? Please help us out. It's the least you can do.
Please, don't come begging to me for help.
Huh?
I will say this one last time. I have no intention of continuing any family relationship with a sister who stole my husband and parents who backed her up. I have no family. Simple as that.
Come on, please, Melissa. We're family. Don't abandon us.
After that conversation, I thought that was the end of it, but the next day, my sister and my parents came barging into my office demanding to see me. Fortunately, I was not there. I retired from that company years ago. That was my old place of employment. But they still accused the receptionist of lying and insisted that she bring me out. They continued in this vein for hours until the police were eventually called. A relative was finally located and had to come to the police station to bail them out. They reluctantly returned to this relative's small farmhouse in the countryside. The relative's house is quite a distance away, so I will probably never see them again. As for Ben, he talked his way into a friend's place for a few nights, which apparently turned into a few weeks. On top of that, his friend borrowed money in his name and, one day, just up and disappeared, leaving him holding the bag. Well, he ended up being in debt to some scary people. I hear he's working his butt off at one of their warehouses somewhere. Not a very promising environment to be in. I would hate to be in his shoes. He's still young. Maybe he'll make it out alive.